Hier sind auch Markus Kohlöffel. Ist eine Legende in der Taekwondo. And now I want to introduce a very good sports people, Markus Kohlöffel and Frank Bauer. They come from the different background. One is a Taekwondo master, the other one is a gymnastic. But both of them, they are from Germany. And the president of the IOC, now he's from Germany too, Thomas Bacher. And they will speak together. Please, come.
Dear Mr. Binev, dear Ambassador, dear members of European Parliament, ladies and gentlemen. I'm now since 14 years national coach in the sports of Taekwondo. I started 2000 to be in charge of the German national team and Olympic team, and since 2009 I'm head coach of the Swedish Olympic team. Sports is not only motion, it's also pure emotion, but it's by far more. I just would like to give you an example of what I mean. It's about connecting people. 2001 I started the first boarding school in our sport in Germany, and since several years now we have created an international platform called the Taekwondo Competence Center in Friedrichshafen in Germany, where several international athletes are joining together to get prepared for the upcoming Olympic Games. What does this mean? It's not only a meeting point for high-level, high-performance athletes, it's also a meeting point for people from different continents, different countries, with different languages, with different cultures, different point of views how to live, different lifestyles, different attitudes, and so on. Yeah? So sport is much, much more than only looking for high results and the possibility to be maybe an Olympic champion or a world champion. So what we try in Germany, in my hometown, is to create a platform where everyone can be together and like to build up a global society which is much more than only the pure sport. Thank you.
The Sochi 2014 Olympic and Paralympic Games is a huge global occasion. But it is much more than just a sporting event. It is not only an international competition for the world's best winter sport athletes, but also an elaborate, wide-ranging project that will transform the host city, the surrounding region, and the whole country. 11 venues with a total capacity of 120,000 seats have been built for the Olympic Games, located in 2 clusters, the coastal cluster on the Black Sea and the mountain cluster in Krasnaya Polyana. These clusters are connected by a high-speed road rail highway passing through the mountains and over the water. Since 2012, over 20 leading international competitions, European Cups, World Championships and the Grand Prix have been staged at these sports venues, receiving many rave reviews from elite athletes around the world.
Hopefully have the opportunity to race on it more after the Olympics are over.
Each sports venue has a clearly defined plan for its post-Games use. For example, the Bolshoi Ice Dome will become a modern, multifunctional sports, concert and entertainment centre after the Games. The Fischt Olympic Stadium has been designed to stage international football matches, and the Iceberg Skating Palace will be redeveloped into a cycle track for public use. The Scheibe Arena will transform into a centre for children's sports and education. Sport venues in the mountain cluster will continue to operate as tourist and competition venues. As well as the stadiums, the supporting facilities have also been carefully designed for post-Olympic use. One example is the main media centre, which will become a shopping and entertainment complex, and the Olympic Village, which will be converted into a lively neighbourhood with a number of flats for sale and rental apartments. A feature of the pre-Olympic period is the promotion and continued development of sport in Russia. This has not gone unnoticed by the international community, with several major international sports events to be hosted in Russia over the next few years. The 2018 FIFA World Cup being a prime example. For most visitors to Sochi, the first impression of the city will be the airport. Considerable reconstruction has significantly increased its capacity. Technical equipment has been upgraded, and an electric train line has connected the airport to the rest of the region. 4 new road junctions are in operation, many roads and bridges have been built, and hundreds of kilometers of track have been developed. The coastal and mountain clusters are linked by the new combined Adler-Alpica Service Road. The road has the largest cable-stayed bridge in Russia. Dozens of overpasses have been built using many innovative design solutions not seen anywhere else in the world. Boasting a large capacity, the combined road redefines Sochi as a truly modern tourist city and opens new prospects for connection with other towns and regions in the future. Many engineering solutions used in the preparation for the Games deserve special attention. One example is the high-pressure Jubga-Sochi gas pipeline, much of which is laid on the seabed. Hundreds of kilometers of new high-voltage power lines provide a 6-fold increase in energy capacity in the region. Telecommunications, digital television, and fiber optic communications are established. This popular Russian summer destination is becoming a year-round world-class resort. Green building standards focused on energy and environmental efficiency form a key part of the Games' legacy. The main Olympic venues have been certified and have become the basis for the creation of the first national green standard. Over 22% of Krasnodar region is natural protected areas. Their expansion has been one of the main measures to conserve the Western Caucasus's bio and landscape diversity. Every year, thousands of trees are planted, and each felled tree is offset by more than 3 times the equivalent. An ornithological park has been established, and a new system of sewage treatment plants has been built. The environmental legacy of the Sochi 2014 Games will be a continuous area of high conservation protection and development status, a huge environmental corridor that enables the conservation of biodiversity. The creation of such an area is key to success in the implementation of the program to reintroduce the Persian leopard to the Caucasus. The preparation for the Games has led to an increase of interest in sport and a healthy lifestyle. And in conjunction with the World Health Organization, the concept of a smoking-free Games has been developed. Today, 80% of the population supports initiatives to curb smoking. Sochi today is not only of interest as the host city of the future Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games, but also as a venue for a variety of international activities, events, and festivals. This is highlighted by the increase in foreign tourists, rising 2.5-fold in recent years. After the Games, the sports venues in the mountain cluster will form 4 ski resorts that can accommodate over 40,000 tourists. After the implementation of the mandatory hotel classification system, Sochi will be fully presented in the international market. It goes without saying that the organization of the Games requires many professional resources in almost all areas, from construction and engineering to communications. The Olympic project has already created and supported 560,000 new jobs. Currently, Sochi is the most attractive region and is 3rd in the country in terms of total investment attracted. In 2012, the influential Forbes magazine recognized Sochi as the best city for doing business in Russia. Currently, a program for the promotion of Paralympic values has been developed and is being implemented across the country. It aims to change the attitude of society towards people with a disability. Thanks to the Paralympic Winter Games, new standards to create a barrier-free environment have been adopted at the federal government level. All sports venues in Sochi, including transportation infrastructure, will be fully equipped to meet the needs of people with a disability. The innovative Accessibility Map project allows people with disabilities to find places to play Paralympic sports, as well as providing information about nearby accessibility levels. Thanks to the Paralympic movement in recent years, the number of people with a disability involved in sports has increased significantly. The Sochi 2014 Organizing Committee has developed a system for delivering an Olympic education program, a first in the history of the Olympic movement. The result was the creation of the Russian International Olympic University, a unique institution of higher education that will help train a new generation of highly qualified sports managers at an international level. The Games have also become a catalyst for the development of the volunteer movement in Russia. Volunteers are being selected and trained at special volunteer centers, which were set up at 26 Russian educational institutions. Thanks to the Sochi 2014 volunteer program, Russia has risen to 8th place in the World Index measuring the number of people involved in voluntary work in each country. Not only guests of Sochi will feel involved in the Games, the Olympic torch relay has been planned in such a way that 90% of the population will be within an hour's access of the relay. Each of the regions will have the opportunity to feel like the host city of the Olympic Games for a day, and to be the center of attention all over the world. Being the largest torch relay in history, there will be 14,000 torch bearers and cover a distance equivalent to 1.5 times the equator. The Olympic and Paralympic Games in Sochi has helped deliver many transformations in the region at once. The city has been able to make a serious leap, at the same time creating conditions for the development of the investment climate, sports and international tourism. The next step in the long-term strategy for the development of the south of Russia is staging new world-scale events, such as the Formula One Grand Prix and the FIFA World Cup.